At 16, my family kicked me out after my adopted sister framed me. 10 years later, she confessed, but it was too late. They'd already destroyed me. At 16 years old, I stood on my parents' front lawn barefoot, bleeding and confused, while my father screamed that I was dead to this family, not because I did something wrong, not because there was proof, but because my adopted sister, Claire, lied. 10 years later, after I rebuilt myself from absolute nothing, she confessed, and my family came crawling back, but by then, I wasn't the scared boy they abandoned. I was the man they could never reach again. This is the story of how their betrayal forged my success, and why I left them behind forever. If you've ever been blamed for something you didn't do, if someone ever tried to break you and expected you to stay broken, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready. Because this isn't just a story of betrayal, it's a story of rebuilding, raising, and delivering the coldest revenge of all, becoming someone they can never hurt again. My name is Ryan, and when I was 16, I thought my family loved me. We weren't perfect, but we were stable. My mom was the soft-spoken, anxious type. My dad, strict, sharp-tongued, always carrying stress like a second skin. My brother Michael kept to himself, but Claire was the miracle child. Adopted at 9, angelic face, straight A student, a smile that made adults gush about how grateful she must be for being adopted. Everyone adored her. Including me, she was the closest thing I had to a real friend in that house. Or, at least I thought she was. It happened during a quiet family dinner, nothing special. Just the usual meal, everyone talking over each other. Then Claire stood up. Her hands were shaking. Her voice was thin, almost too soft to hear. Dad, I need to say something about Ryan. The whole table went silent. I looked up, confused, waiting for her to explain. Then she said something that froze the room. She claimed I had crossed a serious boundary. Something I would never do. Something so shocking that my brain couldn't even process it. I stared at her, stunned, my mouth opening and closing as I tried to speak. What are you talking about? Claire, that's not true. But my father didn't want to hear a single word. He shot out of his chair so fast it nearly toppled over. His face twisted with anger I had never seen before. You unbelievable liar, he roared at me, not her. Before I could defend myself, his hand lashed out. A sharp hit to my cheek knocked me off balance and out of my chair. My mom screamed, my brother stood frozen. I could barely breathe, trying to force out the words, Dad, please, I didn't do anything, I swear. But Claire started crying harder, making it look even more convincing. My father glared down at me, shaking with rage. She told us what you did, he snapped, and I believe her. Get out, no questions, no hesitation, no evidence, no trust. He pulled me off the floor, dragged me to the door, and shoved me outside like I was something dangerous. The door slammed behind me. I was 16, barefoot, no jacket, no money, no family. Through the walls I could hear them, their angry voices, sharp and muffled. He disgusts me. Unbelievable. Call the police and just like that, my entire life collapsed. The police did investigate. They tested everything. DNA, hospital check, Claire's story. None of it matched up. They concluded she lied, but the truth didn't save me because the damage was already done. The label stuck. Rumors spread through my school. Kids whispered when I passed. My girlfriend dumped me with a single message. I can't be associated with you. I was cleared legally, but socially, emotionally, I was finished. Meanwhile, my family didn't even pick me up from the station. A police officer handed me a bag with my torn hoodie in it and said gently, I'm sorry, kid. You deserve better. He was right, but life didn't care. I slept behind dumpsters, under bridges, and bus shelters. Cold nights felt like punishment for sins I didn't commit. My thoughts spiraled. Why did she lie? Why didn't they ask for proof? Why did they believe her over me? The pain wasn't just emotional, it was physical. Like something heavy sat on my chest day and night one night, starving and shaking from the cold. I thought, if I disappear, no one will notice. But that thought scared me enough to keep me alive? Barely. On the fourth day of wandering the streets, I ducked into a small diner for warmth. The owner, Paul, noticed me shivering in the corner. He didn't ask for money, he didn't kick me out, and he simply said, You look like someone who needs a hot meal. Sit down. That plate of eggs and toast felt like a lifeline. After I ate, he slid a paper across the table. "You want work? I pay cash. You look like a kid who needs a chance." And that was how my second life began. Paul became the closest thing I ever had to a real father. He taught me to fix things, manage inventory, talk to customers, handle money. He taught me discipline, structure, dignity. At 17, I had a room above the diner. At 18, I got my GED. At 20, I took night classes. At 22, I legally changed my name, not to hide, but to bury the boy my family tried to kill. It happened when I was 26. I had just opened my own small business, a food truck that quickly grew into 3. Life was good. Then I got a message request on social media, Claire. I stared at her name for a full minute before opening it. "Ryan, please, I need to talk to you. I lied. I lied about everything." I felt nothing. No anger, no relief, just silence. She begged me to meet her, so I did, not for closure, but because I wanted to see what kind of person destroys someone's life and then asks for forgiveness. She looked older, thinner, guilty. "Why?" I asked, my voice flat. She twisted her hands, eyes swollen. "I was jealous. You got attention. You had friends I felt invisible. I thought, if I said something like that, they'd protect me more. I didn't think they'd believe me so fast. I didn't think they'd throw you out." She sobbed. "I ruined your life. I know I did." Her apology felt like ashes. I didn't comfort her. I didn't yell. I just said, "You didn't ruin my life. You ruined the life of the boy I used to be, but I built a better one without any of you." That was when she told me the real reason she wanted to talk. "Our parents want to see you. They regret everything. They want you back. Please." I laughed, a quiet, cold laugh I didn't know I was capable of. "Tell them it's too late." She reached for my hand. "Ryan, please." I pulled away. "You had 10 years to tell the truth. They had 10 seconds to throw me away." And then I walked out. Over the next week, messages poured in. My mother, "We didn't know. Please come home." My father, "I'm sorry, son. I was misled." Michael, "Claire told us everything. We made a mistake." A mistake. Funny how they called it that. They didn't lose a son. They threw one away. And now that I was successful, stable, and whole, now they wanted to claim me again? No, not anymore. I blocked all of them. Every number, every email, every attempt. See, people think revenge is confrontation, yelling, slammed doors, explosive moments. But the real revenge is indifference. Silence. A life lived so well, they can't take credit for a single piece of it. My revenge was simple. They didn't get to know the man I became. They didn't get to share the life I built. They didn't get to be proud of me. They didn't get anything. I became untouchable, and they stayed trapped in their guilt. That was justice. That was karma. That was enough. The final message came a year later, from my father. "I'll never forgive myself. I hope you're well. Even if you never want to see us again, I want you to know we love you." I stared at it for a long time, not with anger, not with longing, but with peace. Because after everything they did, I didn't feel a thing. And that emotional freedom was the sweetest revenge of all. I deleted the message, put my phone down, and went back to cooking dinner with the woman I loved. My family destroyed the boy I was, but in doing so, they created the man who no longer needed them. Sometimes the people who hurt you expect you to come crawling back, as if your life depends on their approval. But the truth is, walking away is often the loudest statement of strength you can make. Some doors stay closed forever, and that's a blessing, not a loss. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell us in the comments, would you forgive a family who betrayed you like this? And if you want more stories of karma, justice, and powerful comebacks, make sure you subscribe, because the next one, you won't want to miss it.